Hello my beautiful friends. In today's video I am meal prepping for a few days. I'm setting myself up for success. I'm giving myself no excuse or reason to break from what I need to be eating, which is healthy, nutritious, high protein foods. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I feel like I'm looking good, and I need to keep it going. So we're going to prep 3 meals today. We're going to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For breakfast, I have a high protein blueberry pancake coming your way, and for lunch we have a protein Greek pasta salad, and then we have a baked chicken meal with rice and green beans. So if you are interested in seeing how I prep these meals, just keep on watching. Right now I've got the water on the stove waiting for it to come to a boil, and I'm going to put my protein pasta in the bowl. This is the protein pasta that I'm using. Use whichever kind you would like, but make sure that there is actual protein in the pasta in a good amount. There is 10 grams of protein per serving in this pasta. It is made out of chickpeas and it is delicious. So this is the one I'm going to be using. I use this brand a lot, but I am using the, I don't even know how to say that, farfalle. How do you say that? Not quite sure, but this is the one that I'm using today. So once that water comes to a boil, I will put that pasta in, and then we're going to let the pasta cool for a little while because it needs to be cool for our pasta salad. So today we are going to multitask as much as possible. So I'm going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and then I'm going to chop up these delicious bell peppers. They were on the verge of going bad, so I really needed to use them up. Unfortunately, the third one in the bag was not going to make the final cut, so she did have to get tossed. And then I've also got some red onion. I'm going to go ahead and get the protein pasta boiling and then go back to prepping the vegetables for the chicken. So go ahead and add the bell peppers to your pan, and then I'm going to use one of my favorite seasonings, garlic salt. It is so very good, especially with chicken. So after you add your bell peppers, go ahead and sprinkle with your seasoning. I could have done this beforehand, but I just wanted some of the flavor to be on the bell peppers as well. I'm using red onion, but you can use whatever kind of onion you like. You can use white or yellow. I just prefer red in this recipe. And then I'm going to drizzle with extra virgin olive oil, and then put it in the oven at 400 degrees, and we're going to set the timer for an hour. I like my pasta pretty soft, so I'm going to let mine go a little bit longer, and while I'm letting that continue to boil, I am going to get my rice started. I like to use my Instapot. It is the easiest and best way, in my opinion, to prep rice. Be sure you wash your rice. I wash it a good 3 to 4 times before I actually go ahead and start cooking it, but I only showed myself washing it once because I don't think you want to watch me repeatedly wash rice. So I'm going to use the tap water to clean it, but then I'm going to use the filtered water from my fridge to actually cook the water in, just because taste to me. And then, of course, make sure that your Instapot is not set on venting, and I just press the rice setting and keep it going. As far as the water, I add like an inch above the rice. I don't measure the water when I'm putting it in there, and if you want it to be more moist, of course add more water. So we have drained our pasta at this point, and then we are going to make the sauce for our Greek pasta salad. The sauce is going to be made with plain Greek yogurt, and then I'm going to squeeze some fresh lemon. Like, look at the effort that I am putting. Like, I'm getting all the juice out of this lemon, okay? And I hope that you do too. Squeeze that lemon, baby. Make sure you put it in backwards. I know you think it would make sense to put it in the shape of the juice squeezer, but turn it around, you'll get more juice. And then I'm going to chop up some fresh dill, because flavor, baby, flavor city. Add the fresh dill in there, so mix it all together. Then we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil just to make it more spreadable. You could add more water if you want to make the calories less, which is probably what I should have done, but I wasn't thinking at the moment. And then we're going to start mixing it together. So I've got some chopped onion, some red onion that's already chopped. I didn't use this in my chicken recipe just because I wanted some chunkier pieces of onion. And then feta cheese. Feta is going to give you some protein. And then 3 packs of tuna. Each pack of tuna has 19 grams of protein. The Great Value brand, at least, I know that, I think it's like Starkist. They have like 17 grams of protein. Then add your sauce and start to mix it all together. If you don't like tuna, use chicken. You don't have to use tuna. Tuna is just so easy and convenient. And if you know me, you know I am all about convenience. The easier it is, the more likely I am to do it. Then I'm going to chop up these black olives, because I don't want whole black olives in there, but I didn't want the really like small sliced olives, and it's also cheaper if you get them whole. So I just used scissors, cut them up, mixed everything together, and then I'm going to start plating it. On this day, I actually had this for lunch, and then I separated the rest into 4 containers. So all ingredients added together in this recipe is 1,005 calories. If you divide that by 5, each bowl is going to be 285 calories. I didn't weigh them out, but I just know that if I eat all of these containers, that it's going to come out at a total of 1,005 calories and 102 grams of protein. Each container has 20.4 grams of protein. Okay, so next I'm going to move on to making the green beans to go with my chicken and rice. I'm just going to put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil just makes everything taste better to me. So put the lid on that bad boy, and then we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back and turn off the heat, and your green beans are going to be cooked perfectly. They're going to be a little bit soft but still crisp, and that is what we want. Unless you like it softer, then you probably add a little bit of water to this pan and cook it for a little bit longer. But don't those look delicious? And our chicken just so happens to be done, so we're going to pull that out of the oven, and we're going to let it cool before we plate it. Adding fresh lemon juice to any meal raises the it factor, in my opinion. So I'm going to squeeze some fresh lemon juice onto the chicken, and of course my pepperonis are salivating at the mouth, begging for a piece of this chicken, as am I. And here is the finished green beans. They have finished cooling, and the delicious jasmine rice. Jasmine rice is my rice of choice. Use whatever rice you would like. So I'm just going to be eyeballing the portions. I have done this for so long that I can kind of tell if I am overindulging or not. So I'm not going to measure mine. If you are on a very specific journey, measure yours by all means necessary. Then I'm going to add the chicken and make sure that I get plenty of the vegetables, because the vegetables in this meal is what really differentiates it between just a plain old bro meal of chicken and rice with a green vegetable. These fresh baked veggies bring so much flavor to this meal and just make it more interesting. And if the meal is more interesting, you're more likely to eat it, as opposed to prepping meals and then just letting them go bad in your fridge. So make your meals interesting. It is something that I am trying harder to do, because I have tried to keep it easy and basic for so long, but I need to start spicing it up just a little. I am not a chef. Let me be clear. I'm not a chef. I'm not a nutritionist, but this is what I do, and this is what has worked.
So let's do breakfast. What we're going to do for breakfast is going to be a blueberry pancake, but not just any blueberry pancake. It's going to be packed with protein, because we're going to be using cottage cheese and egg whites. And then we'll add the blueberries after we mix this together, that way, because I don't want blended blueberries in my pancakes. Okay, so I have seen this recipe on TikTok. So first what we're going to do is we're going to blend up the cottage cheese. I have got two different kinds just because I want to use this up. This is the Great Value 1% low-fat small curd cottage cheese, and this is the Daisy cottage cheese, just like the regular. So I got this thinking like it has the same amount of protein per serving, but less fat, so the calories were lower. So I was like, well, I can stretch this further, so let me get this. No, don't do it. Sacrificing the flavor, but I cannot be wasteful, so I'm going to be mixing this with this until I use this up. There are 13 grams of protein per half cup in this one, and 12 grams of protein per half cup in this. So I'm gonna do a cup of each, because I really want to make extras. That way I can have breakfast for the next several days. So I wasn't able to get all 3 meals prepped in one day, so this is a different day. I am still wearing the same jacket, but I want to be completely honest, this is not the same day. You can tell because my nails are different. So already we have got 50 grams of protein right here. Okay, so now we're going to do egg whites. And for the egg whites, it says 3 tablespoons has 5 grams of protein, or 46 grams. So you can weigh it out by tablespoons or by... So you can weigh it out by tablespoons or grams. I'm going to use my food scale. I need to get it. Oh, wake up. Okay. All right, so 46 grams And then we're just going to blend it up. I have the Ninja. Of course, you can use whatever blender that you have. Don't feel like you have to use the exact blender that I'm using today.
The next time I do this recipe, which will be soon because it was so good, I'm not going to blend my egg whites in with the cottage cheese. I'll blend the cottage cheese and then I'll mix the egg whites in by hand.
She's stuck. So I've already got my pan preheated. Let me turn down the heat just a little bit because that feels a little bit hot. I'm gonna go ahead and mix in the blueberries, mix in however much you want. I really like blueberries. So I did about half the pack, and this is an 11-ounce pack. We're gonna use Pam to make sure that it does not stick. So now we're gonna add oatmeal. I have tons of instant oatmeal, so that's what I'm going to use. This is just the plain, and it's got 110 calories and 4 grams of protein in each pack.
Initially, I was not going to use oatmeal in this recipe, but after messing up a first pancake, I was like, no, I need something else in here. So I added the oatmeal, and it changed it so much for the better and even added in a little bit more protein. So that's why you see this in another container. I had to pour the mixture from the blender into the container so that I could have room to add the oats.
Go ahead and do the third. It would probably be better if I would have blended up the oats, but this is my first time trying this recipe. I want to try new things, and I want to show y'all if they turn out good or if they don't turn out so good. Well, I tried. Okay, so I'm gonna put up the final amount of everything that I put in here. So I put a cup of the 1% cottage cheese, a cup of the regular cottage cheese, 3 packs of instant oatmeal, and then I used how many servings? 7 servings of the liquid egg whites.
This is the final result, and when I tell you these are so good, they are delicious. I ended up like not even warming them up throughout the week. I would just pull a couple out and just eat it as is.
I'm going to wrap up this meal prep video. I hope you enjoyed it. These blueberry pancakes are delicious, but make sure if you do anything that you get a good high temperature, like resistant non-stick spray, because that was an experience. I ended up just using the spray butter, I can't believe it's not butter, spray butter, because it was sticking so bad I ruined a couple of the pancakes. I also ate a couple of them for my breakfast today, and they are really good. The blueberries give it the perfect amount of sweetness, so you don't have to add syrup if you don't want to. I did not, but let me know if you try that recipe out. My next video is going to be a Q&A that I posted on my community page, and also a short for people to ask me any questions that they want to ask. So tune in if you want to see that video, or I'm sorry, stay tuned, and I will see you soon. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you soon.